The word of the day, boys and girls, is mountain. Can you spell mountain? It's spelled C-R-A-P, mountain. Good morning, everyone. Day 17. Yeah, you missed day 16. Day 16, I had to take an unexpected zero. If there's one thing you gotta do is respect your legs on the trail. And my legs were feeling disrespected. I got into Norwich, still in Vermont. On day 15, the night of day 15, did some resupply, hung out, was gonna leave the next morning, and woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, couldn't move my legs, they were locked up, really painful, that deep down, like growing pains kind of aching. My knees were screaming, my feet were just, let's just say everybody was rebelling. These roots are hell on the feet. The roots are all in the trail. You can't avoid them, you have to walk on them. And they're just, you get one just right and it just digs right into your insoles. So anyway, I took a zero yesterday to relax. I basically sat down, I raised my legs up all day as much as I could. The night I got to the hostel, there were 3 people at the hostel. So on the 0 day, the place filled up. There were over 15 people staying at the hostel. So I went up and camped out on my bed. I didn't want to be around all those people in the aspect of just, one of those things. Plus they're groups that's been together since Springer Mountain, where the Appalachian Trail starts. Most of them started the first couple of weeks of March, so they're just getting up here. So I sort of felt, I know that goes against the grain of what the Appalachian Trail is all about, but I sort of felt like an outsider. They all welcomed me in, but I just sort of uploaded my videos and did my thing. Legs this morning feel fantastic. I gotta respect the legs. I need to take a break once in a while. It's hard to do, the mentality of stopping. Stopping's an issue for me sometimes, so I just really have to, about once a week or so when I resupply, just take a break and not abuse my legs. Like I said, you can't disrespect the legs. And when they're feeling disrespected, they get pissed. So hopefully it does me some good. Gotta let the muscles recover anyway. So I got all the videos I think I have uploaded, so pretty much up to date. I am getting ready to go over I think it's called the Connecticut River, going into New Hampshire. I'm right there. I'm about, 1,000 feet from it. I got to go to the post office. I'm sending my GoPro back. Thing's a piece of crap. At least this one is. Battery keeps coming unseated, so it won't turn on. I can only record about 15 minutes worth of video before it shuts down, and that's from a full battery charge down to nothing in about 15 minutes. Just miscellaneous crap. It turns on by itself. I charge it overnight or charge it at night. Get up the next morning, it's at 99%. Get up the next morning and the damn thing's discharged. So I started a refund through REI. They said okay. So it's going back. So I'm gonna stick, that's why I'm the bouncy. Sorry guys, gotta go back to the bouncy pictures, but unless I stop. So hope I'm not covering the microphone. I don't know where the microphone is. I guess it's up top or whatever. Should be a lot more views today. And from what I understand, I got about 40 miles to go before I really get into the White Mountains. And then it's pretty damn drastic. The guys that have been up there saying that you haven't seen climbing yet. Said it gets pretty damn rough. So anyway, that's okay. And most of them are saying if you're getting 10 miles a day, you're doing good. So if I temper my expectations, stick to around 10, I'll see how it goes. I don't normally hike with hiking poles, but I do have one hiking pole that I carry in case crossing rivers, that kind of thing, for balance. I think when I get to Lincoln, which is my next resupply, about 65 miles from here, I'm gonna pick up a pair of hiking poles. I've been walking with the one coming up the hills, and it sure has helped. I hate walking with things in my hands, especially the poles. But being able to push off with the arms, I think it makes a difference. A lot of people say it's a game changer, so I think I'm gonna suck it up, buttercup, and get a set of poles. And hopefully we get through the White Mountains in a relatively efficient manner without me abusing myself too much. Did I already say that starting up here was the dumbest idea I probably ever came up with? Even all the guys that had started at Harper's Ferry said, man, I'm still getting my trail legs. And that's the halfway point of the trail. So I will say I'll be glad to get through this section, mainly for the abuse that I'm getting ready to get through. It'll make the rest of the trail seem really easy. So anyway, like I said, sorry for no day 16, but I had to relax. Usually on the 0 days too, I don't go outside much. I'll just either, if I take a 0 and I'm in my tent, I just hang out in my tent, or I sit on my bunk. I have a hard time just being idle. I think I'm adult, attention deficit. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I don't know if I'm giving you too much of my face. Maybe I should be showing more of the trail. Trail's been pretty monotonous for the lack of changes in the scenery. The stuff that you see, everything that you see is the stuff I'm seeing that's not the green belt. So just so you know, I'm not holding out on you or anything. I'm showing you all the stuff that is actually perking my interest. So hope it's perking your interest too. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch back with you here in a little bit. I think I'm going to show you the Connecticut River when I go across. I got to go to the post office, and I still got to go get a couple more things at the co-op for my resupply, and then I'm headed back into the woods. So that's my story for now. I'll talk to you later. So thought I'd tell you about this option they have at the hostel, and I guess it's pretty common. Guys are slack packing. So what happens is they got vans at the hostel. They take you out about 16 to 20 miles, however many you say you want to hike. They take you out to a trail hut out there. They keep your pack, all except for your water and some food items. They take you all the way out there, and then you hike all the way back to the hostel. They keep your stuff, so you're walking with no pack. You walk back to the hostel, you spend the night in the hostel, and then they drive you back out there and drop you off again. And for a fee, you can go to the next trailhead, another 20 miles down the trail, and they'll you slack pack back to that route, and then they come pick you up, take you to the hostel, and then the next day you can, so you're about 40 miles down the trail and you haven't carried your pack once. So, I'm not much, if I was interested in doing it, it'd be a great thing, no matter how much it costs. It's sort of a, you know, you're busting out some miles without having to carry an extra 20 to 40 pounds on your back. But I don't like going anywhere without my pack, so I like my stuff. Suck it up, buttercup. Once again, that's one of those things I'm not sure I would ever do. So It's like the zeros. I hate taking a zero, but at the same time, God, it's a necessity. But the slack backing, not a necessity. So anyway, that's my story. Well, I'm officially in my third state, New Hampshire. So another milestone. And once again, I think I said it the other day, I should be going over the 200 mile mark today, which is another milestone. So as long as I can keep these milestones rolling, we're in good shape. So you hear me keep talking about these roots. It's the tree root system that's just growing all over the trail, like all these. And you step on them sometimes, you can't see them, and they just grind right into the bottom of your shoe. And that's the other thing, you gotta look down a lot so you can see where you're stepping, because you don't look down, you're looking around and you trip on a root. So that's why the feet have been taking a beating. And I know the purists are gonna say, well, why aren't you wearing boots? Never been a fan of boots for different reasons. Everybody's got so many, everybody's different. So, but for me, the blisters in hiking or trail runners, I never get blisters. On boots, I always get blisters. I don't care if they're old, broken out boots. You hiking the damn things. For me, I get tore up. And I love the fact that I got really lightweight shoes on. But like I said, up here, up north, boots would have been better for this kind of stuff, because it really, these roots really dig into the trail runner. So anyway, that's where I'm going. Up this morning. All right, I'm beginning to hate New Hampshire already. So 3 times now I've gone off trail. So when you come to a junction and the trail splits off, and it literally splits off, but yet the trail keeps going in the same direction you're headed, normally there's a double blaze to say, hey, you're getting ready to turn. This is the 3rd time I got off trail because I stayed on the trail I was on and missed the turn because the double blaze is after the freaking turn. Who does that? Why would you not put it in before the turn instead of after the turn? Everybody's gonna miss this. This is, like I said, I've walked probably 1.5 miles now extra because missing these double blazes because they're after the freaking turn. With all due respect to the volunteers that come out here and do this stuff, how about help a hiker out here, okay? Thanks. So I just came out of the woods, right alongside the road, old graveyard, old cemetery. Some of these stones look really old. Okay, I wanted to explain something. Some of you have been texting me, asking what ECT means on the day 13 ECT, wondering what that means. Stands for Eastern Continental Trail. So, unfortunately, it can't get in and out of Canada right now. So, the Eastern Continental Trail goes from Canada down all the way down the Appalachian Trail. Then it goes over to the Benton McKay Trail, which is about 70 miles. So the Appalachian is 2,200 plus. Benton McKay's about 70 miles. That ends at the Pinhoti Trail, which takes about 16 to 18 days to travel. Then you go down what they call the Alabama Road Walk through Alabama. So the Appalachian Trail ends at Springer Mountain in Georgia. That's where the Benton McKay starts, and then that stays in Georgia. The Pinhoti goes from Georgia down to Alabama, and then you do, like I said, what you call the Alabama Road Walk, and then you hit the Florida Trail, and then you go the Florida Trail all the way down to south of Miami, down near Homestead, I think it is. And then you catch what they call the Overseas Highways, the Heritage Trail, and it goes all the way to Key West. So that's my goal here. I'm doing the ECT. I'm just on the Appalachian Trail section of it right now. So as I said, it's not an official, the whole ECT, because I can't get in and out of Canada. I've heard that I could, but I might have more problems getting back in than I will getting up there. So I have my passport, but I'm not, it's a lot of miles to go up there to find out I can't do it. So I'm not gonna try. So the goal here was to do the Appalachian Trail. I'm doing the PCT next year, if I can get a lottery ticket this October. So the goal was to do the ECT and get finished around March, roll back home, prep for the PCT, and leave in April to do the PCT. I'm already going to be in hike shape. That's sort of the reasoning on sandwiching these together so close together, is because I'll already be in hike shape, and that's a chore, staying in hike shape. So and then the real challenge, if I can get done with the PCT, you know, in a relatively decent time, I will roll over to Glacier, the northern section of the CDT, and hike south on the CDT until the weather stops me next winter. Then the following February or March, I will swing up to, or swing down where I'm from, down there in New Mexico, start down at Animas, and then walk north as far as I can to where I ended up at. So the goal is to be done, yeah, it's ambitious, but be done with the Triple Crown early 2023, the first half of 2023. Or no, 2022, yeah. So we're in 2020. Do the PCT in 2021, part of the CDT in 2021, and then finish in 2022, early part. So that is the goal. That's why I have ECT on my YouTube videos at this moment. So I'm in the Appalachian Trail section. I will change to whatever trail I'm on my titles when I get there. Okay. Okay, end of day 17. I am in camp, as you can see. I'm in my tent. I did about 11 miles today. Didn't hit the 200 mark. I think that definitely will be tomorrow. I just wasn't feeling it. Not to mention I got out of town. I had to shop for more resupply stuff, and I didn't get out of town till almost 11:30, and so I hiked almost 11 miles to the most available shelter. Did pretty good. Body's still holding up. Had it, like I said, had issues yesterday, so I figured I'd zero. I needed to zero. I need to make a point to zero on every week. Just to make sure that the body doesn't break down. Doing good. Don't, for all you mother hens out there, I know you're saying, why aren't you using Asker cream? Why aren't you rubbing down? Why aren't you doing this? I can hear all y'all already. I do all that stuff. I rub down. I use stuff. I take ibuprofen. I do all those things. this is part of the process. This is the part of getting hiker ready. You know, this was a pull the trigger really short notice. I didn't have enough time to get ready to come out here, so this is part of that process. Unfortunately, I'm in the hardest part, so it makes it a little more difficult. And mentally, it's a little tougher because I want to go farther. Oh, I want to go farther, but and the guys that are passing me, they've been on the trail for freaking 1,600 miles, and they're just buzzing by. Some guys did 20s today, and I'm like, I just have to let them go by, stop paying attention to those guys, hike my hike, and keep going. It's hard not to want to keep up to them, and then it just burns you out. So anyway, so I really don't have an agenda. The only thing that's that I'm concerned about is making it through the Smokies before it starts snowing. So usually that's the end of October, beginning of November. But at the same time, this is a really hot year. It's a good chance that it won't snow as early as it normally does down there this year. But I could be totally wrong. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I'll figure it out. But if I can get that out of my head and stop stressing over that, that would be good. Because I really need to be, I don't want to deal with the snow. I can hike in the snow, and that's not such like drastic out in the high Sierra snow. That's just cold. And dealing with cold, that's easy. I have a 10-degree bag. I have layers. I have a good puffy. It's not an issue. It's the point of trudging through snow. That just sucks. I hate trudging in the cold. So anyway, end of day 17. Tomorrow I'll see how I feel. Like I said, I stopped looking at the map. The only reason why I was looking at the map because of the resupply and everything. The next time that I get into town will be Lincoln. That's about 60 miles from here. I've got enough food for 6 days. Even if these mountains drop me down to 8 to 10 miles a day, I still got enough food to get me there. So, and I'm going to pick up a pair of trekking poles in Lincoln, and just to help me up the hills a little bit better. So anyway, that's my story for today. Sorry I'm in bed already, but I'm tired. It just, the body needs to recuperate. So, and that's about it. That's my story. See you tomorrow.